I was born in London 32 years ago, and I've lived here my whole life. I went to university in Cambridge, but otherwise I've pretty much been here the whole time, living and working in London. And I've lived both in the East and the West, and I love the city. I really started noticing this in 2014. There was a period in the autumn when it got pretty bad, and it was really, I was really sort of unable to sleep. I would sort of wake up in the middle of the night feeling unable to breathe, and come in the morning, it would feel like I barely slept. And after sort of a few months of this, you stop you stop being able to function as a human. Your sort of memory starts going a bit, and you can't concentrate at all. So I went to the doctor and I said, look, there's this problem. And they took ages to really sort of figure out what it was. It turned out that I had something called chronic sinusitis, which is basically the passages inside your nose are irritated by something. You're having sort of an allergic reaction. It's a bit like hay fever, but just all the time. And I found over time this just got worse and worse, and really it almost felt like I couldn't breathe anymore. And it was very unpleasant. It was a big relief. When they first sort of tried this medication, that was great. It was finally being able to breathe freely again, and sleep properly, and that was really life-changing. So I take medication every day that acts on my nasal membranes to stop them being inflamed, much the way you would take something to deal with hay fever. But I have to take this every day, and it's not without side effects. Over time, it can stop working, so you have to take sort of stronger doses, and it can cause drowsiness and the same kind of things that hay fever medication do. And I'm not very happy about having to take these things long term. I'm just 30 years old, so I'm worried. I'm hoping I'll have many more years in the city. I live in a tower block in central London, and on the days where there are air quality warnings, which is quite often now, especially in the summer, you really see this haze across the city, and you walk outside, and within minutes you're kind of wheezing like you've been on a run, that doesn't feel like it's how you should live. Sinusitis is something which is, your nasal passages are inflamed by the things that are going through them. There's something in the air. There's no other explanation. When I talk to these doctors, they say this kind of thing is very, very common. The figures bear that out. I'm no expert in air pollution. Neither am I a doctor, neither am I a policymaker. So, it's hard for me to say whose fault this is, but I think, this is a problem that affects everyone with lungs. This isn't a special interest group. This isn't political. This is something that affects you if you live in the city, and it will hurt you. So, whoever can do something to make this problem go away, should be doing it. It's affecting everyone. It's not a controversial thing. I love the city. I want to live here. Please make it a place I can live without getting sick.